Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi amma ba'd. The following are the rulings on menstruation explained by Imam Sheikh Al-Albani, may Allah have mercy on his soul, in his various books. Sheikh Rahimahullah says, there is no minimum and maximum days of menstruation. The narration saying minimum 3 days and maximum 15 days are unauthentic. If a pregnant woman gets bleeding, it will not be regarded as menses. So a pregnant woman will continue to fast or to observe the prayers. The bleeding of menses and the bleeding after the birth of a baby, that particular blood is impure. It does not mean that all other bloods are impure. Any wound bleeding or bleeding coming from any other parts of the body will not be regarded as impure, they are pure. And in the same way, the blood of animals is also pure. Just to explain that the blood of menses and blood after the birth of baby is impure, and this must be washed with water, not other medicines or any liquids. They can be used for further purification, but water must be used for washing the blood of menses and postnatal bleeding. The marks of the blood of menstruation blood must be scratched and washed thoroughly with water. After it is washed thoroughly from a cloth, if there are still color marks, these marks will not harm. Any discharges like reddish color, yellowish color, or muddiness before the start of the menses will be regarded as the part of the menses. But this reddish discharge, yellow discharge, or muddiness discharge after the menses will not be regarded as the part of the menses. Once lady stopped bleeding, takes bath, and if there are still little signs of some discharges, that will not be regarded as menses if these things are after the menses. But if they are before the menses, couple of days will be regarded as the part of the monthly cycle. A menstruating woman will not pray and will not fast. As for the prayers missed during the menstruation period are not required to make up. But as for the fastings of Ramadan missed during the periods will be required to be made up later. A lady on menses will not perform tawaf around Kaaba. She will do all other activities of Hajj or Umrah, but she will not perform the tawaf around Kaaba until she is pure and clean. Divorcing a lady when she is on her menses is haram. Means divorce during the menses is haram. A menstruating lady will go to Eid prayer place, Eid prayer gathering. She will not attend the Eid prayer, but she will join the Muslims in dua and in supplications. Menstruation woman is allowed to enter and stay in the masjid. All the narrations stopping her going into the masjid are unauthentic, as the Prophet ﷺ said to Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, Nawilini al-khumrata min al-masjid, as Imam Abu Dawood reported. A menstruating woman is allowed to recite Quran by looking, reciting loud, or from the gadgets, iPhones, tablets, or computer, or even from the copy of the Quran. And all the narrations which are against it are unauthentic. This is also the view of Sheikh Al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah. Menstruating woman is allowed to perform thanksgiving prostration called Sajdatu Shukr, thanking Allah for something to prostrate, and menstruating women also allowed to perform prostration of the recitation of the Quran called Sajdatu Tilawa. As for the intercourse during menses is haram. Having intercourse with menstruating lady and with a woman who is in the postnatal bleeding days, intercourse with her is haram. And if somebody does intercourse during menses or postnatal bleeding, then one must pay the kafara expiation of half dinar or a full dinar. When the periods come to the end, then husband is allowed to have intercourse with his wife. Once she stops bleeding and she washes her private parts, he is allowed. Second opinion, that after stopping the bleeding, if she does wuzu, then intercourse is allowed. And third opinion is she should have bath, then intercourse is allowed. There isn't any certain authentic evidence that says that she must take bath and then intercourse is allowed. During the menses, husband is allowed to enjoy her wife by all means, but intercourse is not allowed at all during the days of menses. Once the menses come to the end, the woman must take bath and must open her hair all and make sure the water reaches to the root of the hair, and all hairs are to be washed. Regarding the postnatal bleeding, there are no minimum days. Maximum days a lady can wait for her purification is 40 days. If a lady becomes dry, her bleeding stops few days or few weeks after the birth of baby, she should take bath and start normal worship. And maximum days of bleeding can be extended to 40 days. If she still bleeds after 40 days, then after 40 days she should take bath and start praying and normal routine. There is a third type of bleeding which normally ladies, some of the ladies, they have this abnormal bleeding which is not related to the monthly cycle, which is not related to the postnatal bleeding. This is called istihada. Istihada is that a lady bleeds continue, doesn't stop, rarely stops, continues. Regarding her, she would stop certain days of the month when she has periods, but other days she will perform the daily prayers. And the easiest way for her, tatawadda'u li kulli salah, she will make wudu for every salah. Once she says she makes wudu, she is allowed to do all types of ibadat with that wudu, and for next prayer she will make wudu again. These are the very short rulings about menstruations discussed by Imam Albani rahimahullah in his various work or writings. Jazakumullahu khairan wa ahsan al-jaza for the listening.